We'll go over it later.
Lots of opinions, and I'm always fucking right.
You're rarely right.
Dude, congratulations, first of all, on your lovely and very tight royal blue pants that you've rolled up to show off your kicks, which are pseudo boots with blue soles that match your pants. If you weren't a killer, you would. I'd have to take a warm hand to your face.
No, you wouldn't. Because last time we hung out, your wife asked me if I could help you with your clothes.
God, did she?
Yeah, she did.
Secretly?
Yeah, she did.
God,
and I said, you know what? I can't.
You have very good style. I'm
into fashion, and as a big guy, it's tough.
You got the watch. You got that wonderful 1920s cabbie hat you're wearing there. It's adorable. Hey, Mac, how about taking me? Are we in the 20s right now? How about driving me to the nearest pop stand there? Careful of that. You hear about this measles outbreak? Wish they'd come up with a vaccine. You hear about this new thing they're inventing called a turntable?
You want me to get you a newspaper or what?
I sure do. Yeah, you look like a little schoolboy with his newspaper, just overly grown.
just the obese freaking newspaper kid?
Yeah, overgrown.
Like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Your skeleton, I read a book. I think your skeleton weighs, even though you're much heavier than me, you will outweigh me by, let's say, 70 pounds. Your skeleton doesn't weigh more than 6 pounds more than mine.
Really?
Yep.
Who told you that?
You
just came from Joe Rogan.
Well, no.
So
yes.
Are you on supplements?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's from the book.
That sounds like some bullshit.
No, it's from, I think it's David or Mark Epstein. Look it up. His book called The Sports Gene, which I just read.
Finally, Kid fans, someone confirm this. I rarely believe Brian when he goes on these tangents.
It is from a book called The Sports Gene. I recommend it to everybody. He's coming on the Brian Callen show.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I do not care. Hey, you know what? You know what you should pick up, though?
What?
Is the book How to Play Beach Volleyball for Dummies.
Hey, dude.
Because my back hurt. My back's killing
me
from carrying the team. Straight up, man.
Dude,
straight up.
You did get better through it, but
I was MVP, my man.
Well, let's not get carried away, dude, because I am such a gritty behind the scenes player. I was digging, jumping.
So first of all, Brian and I and a group of us go to Malibu Beach to play volleyball. Yeah. We had a foursome.
Yeah,
we're walking by, and these guys, they're legit. They're setting up their whole court.
They had like ropes and stuff. And
the official ball. Yeah. So these guys go, want to play? We were up for it, right?
Well, no. What was interesting was that they're just like, they were kind of nerdy. They looked like they were
super nerdy.
A group of computer programmers. They weren't winning.
One guy walks up. He has business socks on and sandals. And I said, well, I guess who I don't want on my team.
Yeah, his name was Klaus. He was German.
Yeah.
And they were basically one French guy, one guy was German, another guy was from another, and they were really sweet guys, but they weren't winning any bodybuilding contests. There wasn't like a lot of muscle and coordination.
If it was Jeopardy, we would have been screwed.
Yeah, but meanwhile, you look like literally a bear among reeds. Like, you ever see a bear walk through tall grass? So the bald bear you're literally just so, like, you look like a different species than these guys. And we're going to play a little game of volleyball. They're asking me. And Shab, Big Brown, literally, I look at this game face. He's smacking their hands and looking at him with one eye. He's literally turning his body sideways like he's like giving him less of a target. And he's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. I was like, dude, lighten up. They're already afraid of you. With this
I play for keeps, man.
I mean, play for keeps.
Well,
we did win. We beat the shit out of them.
I was spiking the ball in their face like Gaylord Fokker off Meet the Parents.
You were diving.
Take it easy,
You
Fokker.
ran into me at one point.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. And then how about, can't you see you here next Monday? I was like, yeah, see you there. How about probably not?
How about I won't be?
How about you exchange emails with them? I lost a little respect for you.
I did.
I turn around, you're all Brian Callen at hotmail.com.
Cut to me.
Now that's Brian, Bryan.
Come to our book club. You guys should come to our book club sometimes. Monday is volleyball and Tuesday's book club.
That was interesting.
You got very serious. You put your game face on, dude.
Well, you imagine? Yeah, heck yeah, I got serious, man. I didn't want to lose to those guys. We lose to them, and then the next thing you know, I'm getting, tweets and.
You were hiking your shorts up.
I like to blast the quads on the beach, my man.
I literally was like, you looked like you were wearing a sumo diaper. It was very, very interesting. You show up with shorts that are normal, and you're hiking them up. I go, bro, literally, I was like, bro, you got to ease up with the hiking of the shorts. You're like, I need my legs to be free.
Yeah.
My legs.
I need to move.
I need to be able to move. Well, how about buying shorts that aren't 2 sizes too small? Ergo with the jeans. But then again, if I had a tailpiece like you and thighs of that circumference, I might just be packing.
I need to move, man.
Yeah.
I need to move. And it's driving me nuts because the German guy, Klaus, they'd be like, you got to stay in your zone, man, because he's real good. He'll drop it in on you. I'm like, what?
You had some soft touches.
Yeah.
My serve, though?
Your serve was good, man.
Yeah. Don't kid yourself. I'd get us right back up there, wouldn't I?
It was good.
We came back from a
dominated
10-point deficit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, anyways, anyone, if you see Brian, the fighter and the kid, see the kid in Big Brown along Malibu playing some volleyball, bring it. And you better bring your A
Bring
game.
it, yeah, bring it. Because we jump, we kick, we dig, there's no joke. And we work as a team.
Built for fight, built for dance.
That's it. Built for war, built for dance.
Booyah.
Maybe it should be built for fighting, built for dance. Yeah, built for fighting, built for dance.
Yeah, probably. Built for wars and
You have a full mouth. When you have a very full, your mouth. If it was put on a woman, I would probably date her, even if I didn't know her that well. I mean, I could have a lot of fun with a mouth like that.
I think they're called DSLs.
What does that mean? Yes, they are. They are.
Technically, they're called DSLs.
They're called DSLs.
It's like Lionel Richie's lips. That's what it looks like. It's distracting.
When you fight, though, do you ever get a fat lip? And you get an even fatter lip?
Not really. It just kind of splits. Like I had stitches when I fought LeVar Johnson.
Are you 100% Samoan, or what is your nationality? Because this idea that you're German and English is simply a lie. It's simply a lie.
Get the heck out of
You're clearly from the island somewhere, and I appreciate it. Somebody adopted somebody along the way. You're Peloponnesian without question, or Polynesian. Peloponnesian is actually Spartan.
This is ridiculous.
Spartan. So you would be Peloponnesian. You are Spartan. You're Peloponnesian, Polynesian. That's what you are.
Take it up with my pops. Good luck with that.
Your dad is the most Native American thing I've ever seen. I can't believe he doesn't wear turquoise.
You can't get a tan.
Why does he wear turquoise necklaces?
You know what's you know what throw you off your game when you're walking in the octagon? As you're walking to the crowd, I hear people chanting, "Big Brown, Big Brown."
My nickname sticks. I'll only be happy when Bruce Buffer goes, "And Brendan, Big Brown, shop." The hybrid. It's such a stop. It's like such a hiccup. Brendan, the hybrid, shop.
You don't get to pick your nicknames, my man.
I like that one of the volleyball players goes, "Brandon Vera?"
I go, "What?" And he goes, then he goes, I take the glass off. He goes, "Brendan Schaub."
That's
it.
It's
the glasses.
That's it.
Come on. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. It's in your eyes. That's the difference.
Our eyes are different. You must be a huge fan. Oh, I watch all of them. Brandon Vera. Oh, and I'm all, he's like, "Take the glasses off." Brendan Schaub. That's right. It's the glasses.
At least he got it right.
Not to spike the ball in his face.
I know. You were dead serious with that. Dead serious.
Yeah, man.
Barely shaking their hands.
Can't lose to those guys. We lose to those guys. You don't hear they go back home. It's the highlight. You know
what? You do have a lot to lose.
Fire and the kid.
It's true. As a pro athlete, when you're playing a game of pickup, you have to be good.
Well, you got a lot to lose too because you're a grown ass man playing volleyball. I mean, you don't want to lose.
That is true. I'm working on my ups. I did a CrossFit workout yesterday where I thought it'd be a good idea to jump with weight resistance. Yeah, my legs are killing me.
CrossFit is tough, and a lot of people get hurt. You better know what you're doing.
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of pro athletes and a lot of people who know exercise. They go, "Yeah, CrossFit, you can get hurt though," and a lot of people sustain injuries.
You gotta have the right technique. You're doing so many high reps.
So you don't do that as a fighter.
CrossFit?
Yeah, you don't do that.
No, I'm an
kind
athlete.
of stuff.
I don't do CrossFit. No.
But what is? How important when you're a fighter is it to lift heavy?
For me, it's my background. My daycare was the freaking weight room when I was a kid.
Yeah, so you're going heavy with deadlift.
That's my back. That's how I got to where I'm at, being explosive and relying on that power. Especially being an undersized heavyweight, being explosive is very important for me. So,
but it's also there's another side of it where
that's my
your
background,
cardio is so good,
and my cardio is really good. Yeah,
and so you want to keep the pace
in camp. I'm not lifting heavy weights. I'm doing circuit training. Which would be similar to CrossFit, just not as insane. Right. I'm not doing 285, jumping jacks and then one arm.
I've seen your
curls.
workout though. I mean, I've seen on highlights of that. Yeah. It's no joke. You're doing
I
crazy
love it,
stuff.
Man. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I have to mix it up. But in camp, I don't do the heavy weights. I feel like it makes me stiff and a little sore.
Was there a fighter By the way, just heard that Big Country is probably going down to 205.
That's what I heard.
Well,
it's a little disappointing.
Well, they said to Cormier, they said, if you go down to 205, you're going to have a shot at the title. That's the unofficial word. Okay, I hear from people.
I didn't hear that. Maybe Rogan told you that.
No, it wasn't. I heard from somebody else. But
I doubt that.
I think what happened with Big Country realizes he's probably not going to get a belt at heavyweight.
True.
But if he goes to 205, he's already lost 30 pounds, by the way.
I heard, and Cormier's lost a bunch too.
Yeah,
so basically, you have these two pseudo heavyweights fighting at heavyweight with all this loose skin now.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what we're getting now?
It's called the battle
People
of the loose skin.
People are going to turn on like, huh?
What's with all that loose skin?
What, is this the biggest loser? Is this the before and after biggest loser?
What's with those two armadillos? Those Sharpays.
the two armadillos.
It's the armadillos. I don't know.
Hey, if you're a first-time viewer and you turn on, it's UFC heavyweights, and you look at it like, huh? It's confusing.
That looks like a lot of warm cheese. What the heck's that?
The thing is, though, those are two of the most badass guys on the planet.
They can hit
even if they look like Sharpays.
They can drop a gorilla with their punches,
for
man.
Sure.
Are you kidding me?
Both of them, whatever they decide to do, whether it's 205 heavyweight, they're both going to be very well. Obviously, they are very successful.
And we're kidding. We're kidding
about
Daniel. Daniel is the farthest thing from warm cheese. That dude is
no. You said armadillo. I heard
two-time Olympian. A two-time Olympian. Yeah.
We're not clouning on his skills.
No,
the guy's
I can't wait to see what he looks like at 205.
Shit, yeah, he's gonna be a monster.
But he's so thick. He's so dense.
He's short though.
But you've rolled with him a number of times.
Yeah. Him and Roy, definitely. I know 205.
Have you rolled with Roy? Well, you fought Roy, of course.
I was on the Ultimate Fighter with Roy, and we were on the same team, so we trained a lot together.
You did.
Any other dumbass questions? What else you got?
Who?
So did you ever work out?
I know
with Roy?
you're modest.
That's like sitting on the plane. I hate that when I'm sitting on a plane and the guy looks over. He's like, holy shit, Brendan Shaw. I'm like, what's up, man? I look at the clock.
Long flight.
Oh my God.
Long flight.
This flight, 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'm all shit.
Here come the questions.
Oh, dude. Can't even get your headphones on.
Oh, that's the worst.
So how'd you get started?
Well, I sat next to a guy.
We got our caller, Theo Rossi. Maybe you've heard of him from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, why don't you take this call?
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Yo.
What's up, buddy? Brian Callen here. Thank you so much for calling in. Theo Rossi.
Of course, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Theo Rossi from Sons of Anarchy. Sorry your show's doing so terribly. Sorry it's not a huge phenomenon. Are you guys huge? You guys are huge pretty much not just in the United States, but everywhere. My mother and father-in-law are so obsessed with the show, they can't take it. So congratulations.
It's the biggest show in Bangladesh
ever.
Theo Rossi. Theo Rossi.
That's when you know you made it.
Bangladesh.
That's when you know you made it.
That's it.
I am huge in Bangladesh. No, the show is, it really is. It's like this worldwide phenomenon. We're going to Italy to do this big tour in a couple of months. It's crazy. We don't. Everybody else seems to know it, but we don't. We're kind of like just a bunch of blue collar dudes who still punch each other all day on set.
Isn't that funny how it works? Where you're doing your job every day, and it's just like any other set, and yet it's a huge phenomenon. You're never aware, when you're actually in it.
Theo, but before this, you were kind of. I mean, you've always been a working actor, but this was like your first big break, right?
Yeah, I think I've done every TV show at one point. At one point, it was weird. Like I was like the go-to criminal guest star on every show. Like I think I'd been interrogated more than anybody ever on a TV show.
That's great.
And then it was just if you needed to interrogate somebody, you called me up, and that was the deal. And,
that's good bread and butter, brother. Good bread and butter. I'm right with you. I think I've done every single TV show I can think of.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm telling you, I think you and I were probably on them together, and we were always the guy where. It was like, okay, we don't want to go white. We don't want to go black. We want to go somewhere in the middle. So get that dude. Get him.
Yeah, exactly.
Theo, this is my problem with Sons of Anarchy. I'm a huge fan. I've seen every season. I cannot stand when one of my favorite characters gets killed off.
Hey, man, that's the biker.
It has to affect you guys on the show.
That's the biker.
Because you guys are so close with them, right?
Yeah, we're literally like a family. We hang out, on and off the set all year since late 2008. And now that we're kind of in that home stretch, we're on the other side of that mountain, as we say, we're starting to see people, disappear constantly. And it's just begun. I mean, there's only, we got this season and then next season. And, I don't know. I think that might be it. So truly, I know that the body count is, this is just the beginning. So of course it's hard.
It has to affect you guys because you probably don't find out who's getting killed off till you're doing the reading, right? Like the script reading all together.
No. Kurt's really good with that, man. He lets you know before the season, like what the deal is.
Oh, wow.
That's cool because I heard The Sopranos. I heard that a lot of times you just show up at the table read, man, and you just be killed off, and it was like, wow, because they kept it under.
No, he lets you know. Kurt is like one of us. You know what I mean? He obviously not like spoiling anything. If you watched last week, not this week, the week before, he plays the character Otto, and Otto gets, he
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I haven't gotten that far.
But yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things where he lets everybody know before it, so you kind of know what's up. So it's very cool like that. But yeah, man, it's part of the deal when you're on for so long. That's
safe to say that if you weren't an actor, and you're a hell of an actor, by the way, but if you weren't an actor, safe to say you would. Do you have fantasies of being a fighter? Are you like me?
He looks like one. You ever see this dude with his shirt off?
The kid's rock. He's Italian. He's from Staten Island. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
All of them are tough.
Listen, I literally, that was my dream. I mean, I grew up, boxing on Staten Island and watching, while I was playing football, people were doing Golden Gloves, and, I was trying to get a scholarship to college, which I did. And I was like, I just wanted to.
Oh, did you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody wanted to be a fighter, but it was different. Like I came up in that time when Mike Tyson was the phenomenon.
Yep.
It was he was.
So did I, buddy.
Everybody was playing. Yeah, Mike Tyson punch. It was like he was the guy. But then when I moved out to LA in '99, that was kind of when you had heard the names like Tank Abbott, and Horace Gracie, and and Chemo, and like people like that. But you didn't know. You knew Ken Shamrock. You knew stuff like that in mixed martial arts, but you didn't know a ton about it. So my dream, oh, please, man. I saw with this, he just put that grappler choke or whatever you did, the dust choke on
wasn't that beautiful? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dream, man, being in there. And when I go to those fights, like Chris Weidman does a lot for my nonprofit. So I feel like Chris is like a neighborhood dude that I grew up with because we grew up right near each other.
Right.
So when I see Chris like out there doing his thing, it's like, I feel like I'm like, if I was 6'4" and I was 240 pounds, I think I could do this. You know what I mean?
There you go. But by the way, I'll tell you something right now. If they do the Nick Diaz biography on A&E, you're my first choice, brother, because you look a lot like Nick.
Thanks. That's better than what I hear. Yeah, I heard recently somebody told me Aaron Hernandez, so I'll take Nick Diaz.
I hear that, bro. You and me both.
That's Big Brown. Big Brown looks like Aaron Hernandez, man. You guys look like they're the same build.
It's a bad look. It is not good.
I tell you, man. Yeah, you got it going on. You could easily like fill in right now. It's
unreal.
Theo, how do you find time to stay in shape, man? Because you got to be the most fit dude on set for sure.
Oh, thanks, man. You know what? I'm crazy in every aspect. Like I probably have like the most OCD of anybody. I don't really like to sleep. I'm not big on sleeping. I don't.
Is it insomnia? Is it insomnia, or you just don't prefer to just do work?
No. I like 5 or 6 hours, and then I'm ready to rock. My thing is I've always had this massive fear of like dying. Like I'm going to die too young. So I'm trying to do everything.
You're getting it all in.
Yeah, I'm getting it all in. So for me, I'll get up at like 5:30 in the morning and go run 6 miles just because it clears my head. For me, because it's the only time where I can kind of be alone.
You know who you remind me of? You remind me of, Frank Grillo?
Of course. I love Frank.
He's one of my best friends. You guys sound like, and you remind me of each other, same temperament. He's the same way. He still boxes.
Frank is ripped. And Frank's, I think, a couple of years older than me. I did a show, Blind Justice, back in the day.
Yeah, I'm friends with Ron Eldar. Yeah, I remember it very well. That's, sure.
But Theo, you don't drink. You don't drink either, though. You don't drink junk food. I was at a premiere with Theo. Everyone's drinking. Me and him weren't. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? No. He was telling me he doesn't drink.
And nutrition's everything, man.
Yeah. No, you know what it was? Here's what happened. I growing up, in Staten Island, it was like you start off at a young age. So like when I was 11 years old, we started drinking like those nips, like beers, like Bud Nips. And then, by the time you're 15, you're like doing all this other crazy stuff. And then I've always believed in, and I don't know if you and I talked about this, but it's like evolution. The craziest thing for me is like, I heard GSP actually talk about evolution. And it's like, the craziest thing to me is when people do the same thing constantly, and then they complain that nothing's changing. They're just constantly doing the same thing.
That's right. And one of the things I love about the UFC is that we always talk about how to stay at the top, you've got to constantly be evolving, constantly refining, constantly working with, because they're watching you. Your opponents are watching you. They're finding your tendencies.
Dana too. And Dana, it's about putting on, there's what I feel not feel bad, but what I see with a lot of fighters, like there was a fight recently in like Calgary, and I saw like, the fans were kind of like booing where these guys were just feeling each other out in the first 30 seconds of the fight. And I'm like, dude, give them a minute. Like,
I hate that.
Let them feel each other out.
Yeah, it's like when guys are on the ground, they're working for position, and people don't see what's going on, and they're not jiu-jitsu fans, so they start booing, and you're like, dude, there's so much technique going on.
What about Cain Vasquez and Junior Dos Santos?
Well, I'm going to tell you. First, I'm going to go back to my Damon. I think Maia is going to win just because I think he has. Yeah. I don't want to say he has more at stake, but he could move into a very good position right now.
Yep.
By taking this.
Yep.
I think it would be, if he wins, it's better for the division. How about that?
That's a good answer.
That's good.
Good answer. I'm going to tell you why he's going to win, because what he did to John Fitch, he's going to do to Jake Shields. You'll see. But,
we'll see, because listen, this is the year of upsets. Everybody. I'm really interested. I want to see Silva fight. Eric Silva, and obviously Thiago Silva's. I just love the dude. I love watching him fight.
He missed weight though, bro. Drives me nuts. Thiago missed weight against Hamill. I think Thiago destroys Hamill. I think he destroys him.
I think maybe it's because he reminds me of a dude on my show or something. Like, I just feel like he's like a total, like, one of those dudes that just moves forward and like just gets hit and throws lumber and this and that.
Just a killer.
At the same time, that I also want to see Dillashaw fight tonight. I'm big on, I like what's going on, that whole Team Alpha Male after they changed.
Dwayne Ludwig.
What do you call it? I think they got the new coach over there.
Yeah, Dwayne Ludwig.
Kind of kicking ass.
Yep.
And like I said, Eric Silva's, he's kind of a beast. I don't know. It's a good card. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. With Cain, what you just said with JDS and Cain, my thing is this. I think it depends on what JDS comes to fight. How about that? Because I think Cain, we know who's coming to fight. It's Cain. Like, that's the deal.
Yep.
And Cain, I don't think Cain can be beat when Cain's being Cain. But the way in that first fight, which I still think was kind of a fluke, I think the second fight was more appropriate. I know there was certain excuses and things said.
Nah, I'm with you.
I think, and believe me, I think the wheel kick or whatever JBS did in that last fight is phenomenal. I think he's athletic. I think he's an amazing puncher. I just think Cain has something in him, besides the fact that he is like really good friends with him. And I think that he's one of those dudes that the only way he's going to lose is if he beats himself. JDS ain't beating Cain. If Cain messes up, he'll lose.
Well, the one thing I think that's interesting about this fight, though, is that Junior brought in this Olympic Russian Olympic wrestler, and he's been working on his wrestling. And one of the things that, Cain, the strategy, you saw him put his head in his chest and just bang it out, take him down, grab him by his hips, throw him on the ground. I think that he's going to have a much harder time taking Junior down now as he did before, because I think Junior's been working on exactly that with this Olympic wrestler. And I'm curious to see what that does to his game, and if he can keep Cain on the end of his punches. I don't know.
But that's great. But then I think Cain can knock him out.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Do you think Cain's a better boxer than Junior, though?
No, I don't. I think he's better at mixing it up. I think Junior's going to be so worried about the takedown, it's going to open up Cain's hands, and that will lead to a takedown eventually or a TKO.
I can't wait for this fight. And
Brandon, you know it more than anything. You know it because obviously of your ground game and your submission skills. If somebody's worried, and like there are certain people that go out, I forget who it was that I saw fight recently where they were like, this guy's got no punching power. He's got no punching power. And then all of a sudden they're not worried about the punching power. They're just worried about going to the ground because he's a jiu-jitsu guy, and they get knocked out.
No, you're 100% correct. When I was fighting Matt, the game plan was to knock Matt out because he was so worried about the ground game.
Yeah.
My plan was to fake the takedown, knock him out.
The first move you did.
First move I did, land that big right hand.
Fake a double and go
big
over.
right hand. I landed that big right hand. So
he's a big dude, man.
Yeah, man.
He's a big
and an athlete, by the way, and a real athlete.
I know.
Yeah. You're talking about an NFL athlete, a legit NFL football player. And
he's like a more skilled. Like he reminded me of almost like Brock was like obviously this really amazing athlete, but like Mark, when I met him at the Metamorphosis thing, the Metamorphosis.
No, that's right. He was there watching me. That's right. You guys were there.
He was there watching you, and I just said, man, this guy's huge. Like he looked bigger. So to see the way that fight went was so impressive, dude.
Thanks, brother.
Now,
Thanks,
Gilbert Melendez is fighting. He's fighting Diego Sanchez.
That's the same card. That's the same card as Big Country and Cormier. Right.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
Theo, who you got? Who you got out of Big Country and Cormier? Because they're both they're going to be in this 220 range. Because it sounds like they're both going to go to 205 eventually. Who are you taking on that?
Yep.
Who you got?
Cormier.
Yeah, you should take Cormier. You should.
Don't listen to Brian on Cormier. He has this weird obsession with him. It's so weird.
Brendan can't stand when I have a crush on another heavyweight. He gets all
drives me nuts.
He gets all bunched
jealous.
up.
Territorial, man.
He gets all jealous.
You can't mention heavyweights.
No, I'm not even allowed to hang out with other heavyweights. He's like, "What are you hanging out with the ending for?" Mitrione came to my stand-up in Florida.
You invited him.
Well, we hung out a little bit. I'm sorry. He's on my Twitter. Anyway, the point is,
was that before the fight?
Before the fight,
like 4 weeks before the fight.
I never heard the end of it.
I got to tell you, that is the declaration of war, right?
Theo,
hurt my feelings.
People want to see my stand-up. I come to their town. They're going to free. I mean, I'm going to Houston this weekend. It's not people's fault that they come to my stand-up. For God's sake.
Did you invite him?
These are details, Theo. I'm all confused right now. I'm not in a court of law. I'd have to go back to the tape and review the tape. I don't know exactly what happened. The point is, I'm an attractive guy.
Did he pay to get in? Theo,
you're hitting me with a lot of questions. I may have put the guy on my list. I don't know right now. I'm all confused.
Did you physically tell somebody?
I'm getting hit from all angles over here. What? Oh, I'm only a man. What is this? Who is this guy? I love it.
That would be me, like telling Jack Teller, the president of my club, that I need to put one of the Mayans on the list. That would be like put some of the Mayans on the list.
That's right, man. Theo got my back.
I love it. Hey, I did a show with Chuck Zito. I did Oz with Chuck Zito, and I think he's on the show now, isn't he?
I know all about it. It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, isn't he on the show now?
He was. He was on the show.
Oh, okay.
He met an unfortunate end. Chuck is Chuck. I will say is one of the most interesting dudes I've ever met in my life.
Yes, he is. I shared a dressing room with him. Yes, he is. He's a wild dude. He's the real deal too.
Now he was a Hell's Angel or something.
Yes,
correct?
He was.
Is that right, Theo?
He was the president.
Yep.
Yeah, he was the president.
Spent 7 years in federal.
He had a great book. About it all. Yep. He's 60 years old. He will knock out most people that I know.
Dude, he looks so good at 60. I just hung out with him about I guess 6 months ago. I was so blown away by the kind of shape he's in, how good he looks at 60. It's ridiculous. How about how thick his hands are?
Never drank, never had smoke in his lungs in his life.
There you go. His hands are so thick. He's never stopped working out his whole life. We were on Oz with Set of Oz. He was probably 50 at the time or what. I don't know how old he was. I think he banged out 105 push-ups without stopping. We were all like, Jesus.
Theo, in real life, things on set go crazy. Who's Royal Rumble, Sons of Anarchy cast? Who wins? You'd probably be my pick. Who you got?
Now that Piney's gone, Opie was a big dude too.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know. People ask that. I find it so funny. We're such like a testosterone-driven show.
Of course.
It's true. It's true. Believe me.
Theo, what's funny is that question is at the forefront of every single one of your minds every single day.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to admit it, right? As a guy, you're always walking to a room going, I could take that guy. I mean, depending. I mean, if it went to the ground.
Right. I would say Gemma. I would think Katie Segal could take everyone.
That's what I was thinking.
Good answer. Good answer, brother.
Good answer.
Theo, thank you for joining us, man. You're a treat, and congrats on the show, man. Congrats on the show.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah. And you guys are having. I love this whole deal, and anytime you guys want any big fights, I'm in. I'm down.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the support, man. Hit me up, brother. Let's go out soon.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. And again, man, that win was sick. I can't wait to see what's next, brother.
Thanks, dog. See you soon.
See you, Theo. Thank you so much, man.
Later, bro.
Theo Rossi. Theo Rossi from Sons of Anarchy.
Real quick. You don't watch Sons of Anarchy.
I do watch the show.
So no,
I just am not caught up on any of the damn episodes, so I didn't want him.
So you don't watch it?
I didn't want him giving away the stuff I haven't seen yet. That's all. I mean,
I love it. And then you threw us all for a loop with the Gilbert Melendez stuff.
I know. Everybody's like,
we're like,
long
what?
pause.
It was
pause. I just can't.
You will be disciplined after the show.
Really?
Yeah.
You gonna take a warm hand?
At least.
Have we covered all the fighting?
I mean, we haven't really given our picks. We had some time.
10 minutes left.
Yeah,
here.
Relax.
Let's go with our picks.
Let's see the whole card.
Let's see the whole card. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Junior's got something to say. And guess who I'm taking in that fight?
I don't care who.
I'm taking Junior Dos Santos in that
Are you
fight.
really?
Yeah.
How?
I think that what's going to happen is, first of all, Junior's cardio is very good as well. He got beat on.
Cardio.
He got beat on.
It's not as good as Kane's, but it's not bad.
He can
for sure.
take a beating. He's a warrior.
Apparently,
he can take a beating. And I think that with the inclusion of this Olympic wrestler in his camp, I think he's been working very hard. And I feel as though, I just feel like he's going to probably. I think Kane has to be, and Kane is, of course, working very hard, I'm sure, and he has a great work ethic.
So you say Junior brought in this high-level wrestler to help him out, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Kane's evolving too, man.
Well, Kane's also got Olympians to work with as well.
Well, yeah, but he's an amazing wrestler. That's his background. But the thing is, you're crazy if you think Kane's going to come in the same Kane, like just looking for takedowns.
Well, that's my question.
He's evolving. That's why he's champ.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Has he reached the potential of what his coaches can teach him? What more is there for Kane to do when you're at the top as a champion?
Well, he just got his black belt in jiu-jitsu.
He did. So obviously, I've heard, I don't know him, but I've heard that his work ethic is legendary, and so that's all good. But the question is there an issue when you are the champion where you don't necessarily, like John Jones had his eyes open in this fight. He's going to go back to the drawing board and have to meet up with another guy, Gustafsson, who's as long as he is, and he's got to make some changes. Has that happened with Kane? Was so dominant in the last fight against Junior, there would be a tendency to come with the same game plan, right?
No, his camp's not that stupid. Listen, at AK, they're very smart. They're very successful.
I'm sure they are.
It's going to be a completely different game plan.
What would
that's what makes, at this high level, you cannot come in the same fighter.
So what would be the game plan, do you think?
I would think to use strikes to set up some more. Not because Junior Dos Santos working hard not to get taken down in the cage, not to get taken down in the open, single leg defense, stuff like that.
But you spend a lot of time boxing, and you know boxing.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say arguably Junior as a straight up boxer is the best boxer in the heavyweight division? Excluding, I know you got to be careful with this question because you're boxing and Listen. I do these podcasts. I do sports analyst gigs on Fox, ESPN. At the end of the day, I think I'm the best boxer in the UFC. I understand it,
100%.
And you should. But
I think Kane has the history of being the most powerful puncher. His one-punch power is insane.
Yeah.
He's a harder puncher than Kane. 100%.
Yeah, you're talking about Junior. That's right.
Yes, Junior.
Major liability.
100%.
Okay.
You cannot get caught with one of those punches.
Right.
There's no room for error with Kane.
Okay. Well, that's very significant.
For sure. Well, in the first fight, that's what happened. He got Kane right behind the ear.
I know.
40-something seconds.
So that is a very, very, what that means is that Kane has smart. He has one option: close that distance, close that gap. Right? I mean, he's got to close that gap.
Well, you got to get Kane on his heels, and you got to get Kane going backwards.
Okay,
Kane doesn't do well fighting
guess
backwards.
What? Same game plan. Put your head in
but
his
you can't
chest.
come in just for the takedown. He's going to have to set up with hands.
That's a problem then.
The
isn't it?
game plan is going to be to get him down.
Oh, so you got to set up with your hands. So now you got to box with Junior Dos Santos.
I agree. It's a risk.
So
it's obviously worked for Kane, though.
Yeah,
he's the champ.
He's amazing.
And not only did it work, but it worked it was a 5-round ass whooping.
Unbelievable too.
Crazy.
And that shows you how tough Junior is too.
Crazy.
Just to be controversial, I'm going to go with Junior.
No, listen. If Junior wins, I'm not surprised in the least bit.
That's what makes this such a fun fight.
Then you got Gonzaga, a guy who I've previously fought against Sean Jordan. Jordan's on a little bit of a tear. Jordan's a very good athlete. Played football, fullback at LSU.
Got that interesting look on his face.
He's small. He's small for a heavyweight. As far as height wise, he's a thick dude, very explosive. Trains out of Jackson's. It's a tough fight. It depends which Gonzaga shows up.
Yeah.
It always does.
He's very hairy, man.
Very hairy. Yeah. Gonzaga's always. I mean, listen. If it's the Gonzaga that shows up, who's on it, he's in trouble for sure.
Yeah.
But Sean Jordan, I think he's a lot more explosive. But I don't think he wants to take Gonzaga down. He's just going to try and bang
I don't know
him.
how to call that fight.
It's tough. That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
I'm going to make a very strong prediction that Gilbert Melendez, and I really respect Diego Sanchez.
That's a good
I
game.
think he's so tough.
That's such a good
I love
fight.
Diego Sanchez, always has, but I believe Gilbert Melendez is going to take that fight. I believe Daniel Cormier is going to beat on Big Country. I think he's going to beat on him. It's going to be a beating, and all due respect to Big Country, but I just don't see it going any other way.
The one fight that I'm most nervous for, can you guess? Can you guess on this entire card? It's on the Fox Sports prelims. It's the second fight in.
Well, of course. I know exactly
my man,
what's
Nate
gonna be.
Marquardt.
Nate Marquardt with as am I, because I love Nate. We're friends with
Hector
him.
Lombard.
He's got to fight Hector. And you would agree, and I know you speak so highly of Nate. Nobody realized
Nate's like my big brother. Nate's like the reason I got started in MMA. Him and Shane Carwin took me under their wing.
And also in practice, you've never seen Nate lose a round. I mean, Nate is an animal.
You name it. We've had the very best of the best in the world come in. Nate's never lost a round in training.
He's a bad mother, a madman.
He's as bad as they get. And this is a must-win for him. I hate saying that. I'm not, right. I hate when people.
This is your game. This is the game.
This is the game. Like that LeVar Johnson fight, must win for Brendan Schaub. Must win. Drives me nuts.
These
for
are the
Nate,
stakes.
this is a must win.
Yeah.
I hate that amount of pressure put on him right now, and it gets Hector Lombard. That's your must win is against Hector Lombard.
Lombard has been likened to a fan. If you get too close, you're going to lose.
It's tough, man.
He used to run in and destroy people. Now he kind of plods forward. That's actually a difference when he was crushing dudes in Bellator.
Is that what crushing guys in Bellator.
Now it's the UFC.
I mean, it's the UFC.
Yeah, nobody
crushes. Walk through anyone in the UFC.
Not Nate Marquardt. You better come prepared.
Or you get knocked out, or you get submitted. Yeah. Listen, this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Hector. It's his first cut at 170. I hope it goes horrible for him, and he gasses out in the first round. Nate picks him apart, knocks him out, or submits him.
Yep.
Is that going to happen? I don't know, man.
It's called UFC. We don't know.
All
I know is that I am pulling for my boy Nate Marquardt, and I think he's a killer. He's a killer, and there's no question. We got very little time left. Look at that, kids. We keep it tight here.
That card is stacked. 166 is
I can't
stacked.
wait. I can't wait for UFC. Now, hold on.
What?
We got Bocek and Dalloway.
That's a good fight.
Yeah, well, Bocek.
Strobopoulos.
They're both wrestlers. They're both rough wrestlers, and that's interesting to me because I'm going to make a prediction on that fight.
Bocek has a lot more power.
Yeah, but it's going to be. They're both wrestlers, and I feel like it's going to be a bad boxing match.
Well, that tends to happen when you get two high level grapplers, whether it's wrestling or like. Right now, it's Wednesday. We're recording this right now. Damian Maia and Jake Shields are fighting probably in the next 45 minutes, probably soon.
I'm
the main event.
TiVoing it. We're going to go and watch it.
Well, I'm not going to go to your house. But
we're going to Dove's.
Okay, I'll do
Dove
that.
Davidoff.
All right. Anyways,
yeah.
This is the thing. Sometimes when there's such high-level grapplers, you get a real shitty striking match. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I just wish.
That's my call.
I wish Damian Maia and Jake Shields would run in there
and just
both
wrestle.
pull guard.
Yeah.
No, there's both pull guard, and then they go at it. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I love jiu-jitsu. Maybe I have a Gracie jiu-jitsu tattoo on my forearm. However, that's what I would like to see. Everyone else would boo the hell out of it. To me, that'd be an ideal situation.
I would love to see that.
For me. That's no different than Overeem and Junior Dos Santos meet in the middle octagon and just trading right hands.
Why don't we go raw? I'll show you what an ankle lock looks like.
Now,
can I show you?
Now this time next Wednesday, people need to watch Chelsea Lately. because the fighter and the kid are going big time on Chelsea lately.
Chelsea lately. I'm glad you said that. That's right. And Whitney Cummings is taking Chelsea's spot. She's going to interview Brendan Schaub, and Brian the Kid Callen. The kid will be on the panel making fun of people. I can't wait. That's going to be a good time.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It is going to be fun.
Well,
I feel like we're going to take over the show.
Of course we're going to take over
the show.
And
then Easy like, wait a second. Should this be the fighter and the kid with Chelsea lately?
Why don't they have their own show, man?
This is weird.
Exciting.
Now you need to sing us out. Give us a little Chelsea lately sing out.
They're going to be
edition.
on Chelsea lately, only it ain't Chelsea lately. It's Whitney Cummings, who thinks we're really amazing because I'm the kid and he's the fighter. He's being interviewed. Oh, there's that hat again. Oh,
sing it, man.
He
Keep
put that
going.
hat on. He's a cab driver from the 20s. Where are your newspapers, little boy? You've got a tiny boy head and really big shoulders. You look strange as fucking hell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Peace.